Flix with the Hicks, where we tell you about the movies. We tell you if they're great or if they really stink. Now it's time to start the show. Yeah, now it's time to go. Guess what? It's Flix with the Hicks.
Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Flix with the Hicks. I'm Greg. This is my wife, Janet. And each week, we review two films that we recently saw on DVD. We review the best film of the week and the worst film of the week. And this week, Janet gets to go first because she picked the worst movie of the week.
Yes. And it's a children's flick. It's called Aussie and Ted's Great Adventure. And it was done in 2009. I only recognized one actress, and that was Beverly D'Angelo. She was a crazy aunt. And the little girl, Lindsay, and the parents, and I've never seen them before. Okay, this is not what I call a great movie. Okay, not even for kids. I mean, really, it was kind of ridiculous. It's a teddy bear that has these powers that, kids can hear this teddy bear talk, and animals can hear the teddy bear talk, and animals can talk. Like this beagle is Aussie, and it's got a beagle, I guess, mix. It looks like a beagle to me. The dog was the favorite of the daughter, Lindsay. And then this teddy bear came along, and she acted like she loved the teddy bear more. And the dog got jealous. Well, anyway, the dog did something with the teddy bear to take it away from Lindsay. Teddy bear ends up all over the place, and some little kid at a dry cleaners finds it and cleans it up and keeps it, and then another little kid ends up with it, and the family, the little girl's really upset, and then the dog feels bad and tries to find the teddy bear, and then the family takes off to the aunt's farm. It's like, the dog's talking to all these animals and living on the streets of San Francisco. And it finally finds its way.
The dog got left at home.
Yeah, the dog got left while they went out to the aunt's farm. And so the dog ends up on the street still trying to find the teddy bear. So everybody, ends up together. But, I mean, the story is just so lame. Mm-hmm. And I don't think, it says right like age 5 and up. Any kids younger would like to watch the dog jumping around and stuff. But really, the story itself wouldn't keep a kid's interest very long, I don't think.
No, and I don't think anybody over the age of 12 would really be interested in it.
Yeah,
After the first 5 minutes of it, they'd say, this is a baby movie.
Yeah, right.
That's the way they'd look at it.
Right, and then even then, I don't know how much it made. I couldn't find out much about it. I guess it didn't do that good on the box office. If it even got to the box office, I don't know.
My biggest problem with the film is that there has to be at least 50, 60 films out there about dogs that are very similar. Benji got lost. Milo and Otis got lost and had to find their way home.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
It's amazing how many of the same type of movies they make involving
a dog.
Mm-hmm. And so I kind of, in this one, because it was more of a children's movie, I didn't feel I could give it a good review being an adult, because I just wasn't really interested in it.
Right.
So I compared it to just the dog movies that I've seen in the past.
Yeah.
It was not a good film.
No.
No. And it was compared to some of the others that I've seen. No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And really, the animal acting part where there's talking, it doesn't really show them really like talking.
Yeah, it's like they're reading each other's minds.
Yeah, mostly. And that doesn't, anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, The animal parts, it was like they were just sitting there. They weren't really talking.
Yeah.
Didn't show them talking.
So what would you give your wonderful film this week on a scale of 0 to 100?
Well, the animals were cute, but even the kids' acting wasn't all that good either, and the whole family acting wasn't all that good. So I'll give it a 25 because I know some kids would enjoy it, but it's a limited audience. I tell you, it would be. And I feel sorry for the people that made it because they couldn't have made any money off of this.
Yeah, well, at least they didn't have any big special effects or
that's true.
priced actors.
That's true.
But
I'll give it. What did I say? 25.
25.
Yeah, some kids would like it if it would hold their interest.
I would give it. I'd give it a 40.
Really?
And the reason I say that is...
Really?
Yeah, the reason I say that, it wasn't...
He's being nice.
It wasn't a very good film. It really wasn't. But it was a cute film. And if you have young children, I'm sure they would enjoy it. What kid doesn't like seeing a puppy? Yeah. But... and
a teddy bear.
For adults, no. I wouldn't.
Teddy bear that glows.
No, I wouldn't ever watch it again by myself. I'd find something else.
I'd put it on for the kids and go do the dishes.
Like I said, by myself.
Yeah.
I understand that. I understand what you're saying, but I mean, if it was on TV, if I had the choice of it being on TV or, staring at my phone, I'd probably stare at my phone.
Yeah. So. And there was one bad dog in there, Rufus. Anyway, okay. What's your movie?
All right, let's get on to the good stuff.
Yeah.
The best movie that I think we watched this week is Easy Rider. All right, Easy Rider was made in 1969 or released in 1969 at a cost of $400,000.
That's all.
It made $60 million.
Wow!
Now, that's in the initial box office release, I believe. I'm sure with DVD sales and being on TV, it's probably made 3 or 4 times that amount.
By now.
Basically, Easy Rider, it stars Peter Fonda, Dennis Hopper, and Jack Nicholson. It won 2 Academy Awards. Jack Nicholson won a Best Supporting Actor award for his role, which he was absolutely wonderful in that movie.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
He was funny.
But the movie is basically about a couple of hippies, Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda, and they're famous motorcycles now, including the Captain America bike.
Yeah. You see replicas, you see people, paintings with them, artist renditions of that bike, even on Route 66.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of it was filmed on Route 66. Mm-hmm. Now, basically, they're taking a cross-country trip on their motorcycles to make a drug deal and then enjoy Mardi Gras. And during the movie, it's very, very 1960s. With the hippie culture, they're both basically hippies. They meet Jack Nicholson, who he was in a drunk tank, remember?
Yeah.
But I believe he was a lawyer in it. Anyways, they pick up Jack Nicholson, who they didn't meet. They met him while they were in jail. And he decided to go along with them for the ride. So it then becomes the 3 of them heading to New Orleans and Mardi Gras to make this drug deal and enjoy Mardi Gras. Mm-hmm. And that time period of them driving through the desert and running into communes. I don't know if you guys know what communes are. Back in the 60s, it was a group of people that were usually hippies or runaways would form a little group and live together and live off the land, and everybody would share everything. Yeah. So anyways, it was interesting seeing that type of culture in the film. But
they had some unusual instances.
Yes.
How do you say instances?
Yeah. Some very unusual things happened along the way. But it's a wonderful film. It really captures that time period. I think.
And like people that didn't like the hippies, stuff like that.
And I remember as a kid in the early 70s, my family driving back and forth to Arkansas from California and going through the same desert area that they did in the film. And it was neat seeing it back then and seeing some of the
landmarks,
the landscape, the landmarks. Yes, wonderful film though. Can't say enough about it. It's a film that if you see it, you will always remember it. Great music in it, and just a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun to watch.
And I like the jacket with the fringes, the leather jacket, the hippie styles and stuff, and the glasses that Peter Fonda wore. You know, that time period. You know. And
Jack Nicholson. When you see Jack Nicholson in this film,
it doesn't seem like him.
Yeah, because he was very young. You know, but when you see him in this film, you will always remember his performance.
Yeah, very. So, I mean, the whole thing was good, but maybe.
But anyhow, on a scale of 0 to 100, I would give Easy Rider an 86. Very good film. Very good film.
Yeah, 86. That's pretty good. And, you know, like me, I want to be able to watch it again. You know, I give it, I was thinking around 80. No, more than that. I give it 85.
Really?
Yeah, 85. I'd watch it again just because, you know, riding on the motorcycles and the time period, and 85. And it, you know, the only thing, you know, because it was made back then, the footage isn't real clear or anything, but that's part of that time period too.
Yeah.
So it made you feel like you're back in that time period when you watch it. And that's what kind of helped me with the upper rating.
Yeah, and the characters that they met in the film, too, were just very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very 1960s. So, all right. So our first movie that we reviewed today, which was Ted and Aussie's Great Adventure.
Aussie and Ted's Great Adventure. Yeah.
It got a 37.5. Would that be right? No, 32.5 between the two of us rating. And then Easy Rider got an 85.5 rating between the two of us.
Okay, so. Yeah, because we were real close on that. Yeah. But, going on Route 66, you saw that cartoon with the bike and, you know, the rabbit on the bike. That was like his bike.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you see that all along Route 66. And people say, you see replicas that you think it might be the real bike, and it's not.
Well, that bike is, today it's pop culture.
Yeah.
And it really is. Everybody knows that bike.
Right.
So, I mean, I've heard stories, too, about Peter Fonda saying how difficult it was to turn that bike, that they would have to stop filming because he would take a turn a little too sharp and dump the bike because it had such a long front end on it, those long forks.
He said it sucked.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and I bet they just were beat to death after riding all the time.
Yeah, I think they had 3 original bikes that they used for the film. One was for stunts, and one, 2 was in case one got damaged. So, anyhow, 1 very, very good film, and 1 not so good film.
Right.
So, anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Flix with the Hicks. And until we see you next time, enjoy a good film.